Hey everyone, this is Yousif from Crafting Clouds, and in today's video, I'm going to show you how you can manage your list views for either yourself or for your colleagues without ever having to enter the screen designer. This is an extremely helpful tool that a lot of the business owners that I work with love to use. This is something that only works with your standard grids and method. These standard grids could be approached in either a custom app or the standard apps that Method offers you. And they're oftentimes the very first screen that you see when you enter any of their stock apps. Every single one of these grids that you see here, they're the same. They're called our standard grids. Okay. Now, the other grid that is different from standard grid is the editable grid. These editable grids do not share the same feature. So in this video, I'm going to show you step by step how to access this tool, and it's going to save you a ton of time. So let's begin. So I'm on my contacts app, and as you can see here, I have a view for my companies, and I have the type right here, which is the contacts type, okay? And I want to create a couple views to basically separate my accounting types as well as my owners so that I can view only my accountant and the owners, because that are the two most popular contact types that I work with as the owner for my company. Okay, so let's begin. In the standard grid, you're going to have your list views selector. Okay, so as you can see, these are the standard views. Now, these standard views are oftentimes the views that are given to you, or not oftentimes, all the time, are the views that Method gives to you. But also through customization, if you ever were to customize a view, it would also show up under the standard view. What I mean by that is if you ever were to go in here and customize the screen and enter your view area right here and create a view here, this is another way to create a view, but this is always going to be shared across the board with all of your with your entire team, as well as it's always going to show up under that standard views area. Okay. For this tool that we're using, we're also going to show you how you could just create a view just for yourself that no one else will see. So we're going to hit manage views, and then you're going to see all the standard views appear here. What we're going to do to begin is we're going to copy one of these standard views. Okay. Now, when we copy the standard views, I'm going to rename my view by clicking that pencil icon. I'm going to say my owners. I'm going to hit the green check mark. Okay. So this allows you to edit the list view name. All right. And then I'm going to make this my default by clicking the star icon. And then by clicking this ellipsis icon, I have access to several different options. So I can hide the view in case I have too many views now and it's a little bit overwhelming. Maybe my colleagues have shared a bunch of views with me that I really don't care to see or I don't need to see. You can hide their views or your own views. Okay. Now you can also remove the view. So if you don't want the view at all, you can remove the view. Now be careful, because if someone shares a view with you and you remove it, you're not only removing it for yourself, you're removing it for them as well. Okay. So that's something that you have to be careful with. So we're going to go back and we're going to copy our view. We're going to rename this. We're going to say my owners. Okay. And we're going to jump right into the edit filter criteria option. We're going to change our filter to look at contact type. Okay. This is a custom field that I've created, and I'm going to look at the value of owner. Now, these other filters were brought in because we copied a standard view, which means it's also copying the filter criteria. Now, don't be alarmed by this. This is just additional filter criteria. If you don't want to have these or you don't know what it means, you can either leave it and see how your report looks like, or you can remove them and see how it reacts. But just to explain to you what this is showing us only active contacts. This is showing us only records that we are only given through record level security through the platform. So that means any access to records that we're not supposed to see will not show up here. Okay. And then we also have entity type equals customer, because again, we're dealing with QuickBooks here, and you can have contacts for your vendors, your employees, your customers, and other. Okay. So for right now, we only want to look at our customers. And finally, I've added my filter criteria, which is contact type equals owner. So I agree with all of this here, and I just added my own, and I'm going to hit save. Okay. Now I also have the ability to change column visibility. So let's say I wanted to remove tags. Okay. And let's say I also wanted to remove the birth date and I didn't care about the photo. I don't use photos. I can do that. Maybe also I wanted to see email, okay? And I wanted to see title, okay? I can add those columns. This is going to control what columns you want to see. Now, anything that's hidden here, you'll still have access to through the little gear icon right here, where if you wanted to temporarily look at those columns but not have them shown by default, you can. Even if you want to access them through your advanced search option, this is how you can do so as well. By hiding them here doesn't mean you're removing them from your advanced search or removing them from the report. They're simply just hidden. That way you're not overwhelmed with the sheer number of columns. Now we're going to go ahead and hit save. Okay. Now I have my owners. And then what we're going to do is we're going to create another view. So I'm going to make a copy and I'm going to call this accountants. This view I'm going to share with my entire team. So I'm going to hit the green check mark. I'm going to go here. I'm going to edit my filter criteria and I'm going to change the contact type now to accounting and I'm going to hit save. Okay. And for this view, I'm going to change the column visibility where I do want to include tags. I want to hide phone and email and just have email and hide title and hide type. And I'm going to hit save. Okay. And then to share this now with everyone across the entire company, what you want to do is you want to click the share unshare icon. As you notice, it's now changed. Okay. Now this icon, you can always click again and bring it back to a personal view of yourself. Now, one thing to let you know, once you share a view with someone else in your company, they have full administrative rights. They can go ahead. Let's say you've created this view, you spent a lot of time on it, you want to share it with your colleague. You want to make sure you tell your colleague, hey, I'm sharing this with you, but make sure you do not click the remove my view option. If you don't like it, just hide the view. That's why this option is here, okay? Now you also have this change sort criteria, which I forgot to mention, which is pretty self-explanatory. It's just sorting your columns. You can do multiple level sorts here, okay? Now, if I go to all users, because I've shared this view, when I hit expand, it's gonna show up here under my shared view. Now, if I were to log in as someone else, when they hit all users here, they're going to see this accountant's view only. They're not going to see my owners. My owners, I'm able to see because it's my own view, but they're not going to see my owners. They're only going to see the accountant's one, and they will have access to rename, to unshare it, to go ahead, make a copy of it, edit this, the sort, the filter criteria, and this will impact your view as well. It's the exact same view, okay? If you hide this view, okay, it's going to hide for everyone else, okay? So that means if I've created a view, I shared it with someone else, and my colleague decides to hide it from their list view selector, it's also going to be hidden for me. I don't understand why this is the case. I feel like Method maybe could improve this by making sure that if someone hides a view, it only hides for them and not for everyone else. I thought that was the purpose of the view, but that's not the case. And basically, if you, the hack is, let's say that view that you've shared with them is also set as your default view, you will still be able to see that view as your default, okay? But as soon as you open your view selector, you won't see that default view of yours show up in that view selector area right here. You won't see it show up here, which means you won't be able to reselect it if you move away from your default view. So what does that mean? You'd have to go back into their manage views and you got to make sure that you show the view, okay? Now, if I exit this and I go ahead and I just play around with these list views, as you can see, it shows my accountants right here. If I go to my owners, you'll notice the columns have changed and it shows the types owners right there. And that's because I wanted to see the type owner. But this is essentially how you can manage your views without ever having to enter the screen designer. We didn't enter the screen designer once, okay, to build these. Now, I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me down below. I'm more than happy to get on a call and walk you through this in greater detail. Other than that, if you like this video, I appreciate a like and subscribe down below so that I can push out my content more to viewers such as yourself and helping empower you guys utilize Method CRM more for your business. Otherwise, I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace!